The following is a presentation of ESPN on ABC.
Lift every voice and sing.
Martin Luther King Jr. was an activist for not just black people, but all people.
Definitely made a lasting impact on the world.
You just think about someone who had a positive message, always somebody who wanted change.
Made people realize that at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
I'm only one person, but my voice has power.
Being on teams where I have sisterhoods with people that don't look like me.
His legacy is about love.
His bravery inspired me to use my voice to speak out on what I believe in, regardless of what people think.
He never stopped fighting for what he believed in.
Just keep fighting until change come about. So I believe us as young men have to carry on the dream.
Take a stand for what we think is right.
Know that working together to achieve his dream is the only way to be successful.
To inspire others that don't have a voice.
Speak up and just be the change and be inclusive.
To never underestimate how powerful your voice can be.
To invest in yourself and invest in others.
The things that I dream about will be reality in the future.
On this weekend where we celebrate the memory of Dr. King, we welcome you to the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. You are watching the ACC on ESPN. After a one-game sick leave hiatus, look who's back on the sideline. His final season, of course, at Duke. Mike Krzyzewski is back to coach the Blue Devils today. The Cameron Crazies have packed the gym here, and we are set for a Tobacco Road rivalry game as NC State made the bus ride over to take on Duke here at Cameron. Again, everyone, Bob Wischusen here with Deb Antonelli. Chris Budden will join us in just a moment. In this last and what will be celebrated season for Coach K, could he win a national championship? You need a special player to get that done. He's got one in Paulo Banchero.
He sure does, Bob. Paulo Banchero at 6'10", can impact the game in a variety of ways. He's so good off the bounce. He can get to his spots. He can shoot the three. A tremendous finisher on the break. And he told us he never heard of this guy named Darion Sebron before, but he learned quickly that the 6'7" sophomore for the Wolfpack is really good in the open floor, long and athletic, leads the team in scoring, and is going to have a big number for NC State to knock off the Blue Devils.
And Kevin Keats has done such a good job of kind of reinventing this team. He loses Manny Bates, his big paint presence, the shot blocker in the opening game. But now you've got Sebron, Terquavian Smith, Jericho Helms, good players, but they have exploded as a trio offensively. They just have to play a different way.
So good at crafting execution and opportunities for his team to be able to take advantage of their personnel. You're absolutely right. Sebron in the open floor, Terquavian Smith in the open floor. These guys can really ball. They're going to have a big game tonight and show some toughness on the glass and be able to keep Duke in front to be able to win this game on the road.
Well, they shot the lights out in a road win on Wednesday at Louisville as NC State knocked down 12 of 25 from three. They will probably need something similar to have a chance to pull off a road upset today. Banchero gets shut down as he tries to go to work to start the game on Helms, and he reposts.
And Helms giving up a few inches inside the Banchero. You're going to have to help on that ISO game if you're NC State. And you're going to have to score in the open floor when the primary break is available. And if not, execution will be critical. Can't turn the ball over in a live situation either, Bob.
Sebron used the screen. And pinning inside, throwing it down is Dewana. Terrific basketball for NC State to take the early lead.
Couldn't have a better start for NC State. A stop and then a dunk in the paint. They've got to be able to get inside the painted area against the Blue Devils.
Banchero with a shot fake, gets to the rim, misses the layup, but the follow is there for Mark Williams.
And that's the problem for NC State. You're going to have to keep them in front. You can't let them dribble penetrate past. And if that happens, the rotation comes, and then Duke is able to get to the offensive boards.
Helms drives it off balance, draws the foul. A.J. Griffin called for his first.
A couple of sides, playing off ball screen action. Look at Sebron, gets a piece of the paint, and NC State does a great job of moving the ball, playing unselfishly, And E.B. Dewana at the front of the rim.
NC State has been terrific away from home in this league. They won their last 5 road games to close out last season. They've carried that over into this year. And the freshman A.J. Griffin, outstanding in the game against Wake Forest the other night, getting his first start. Coach K, and obviously through John Shire coaching the team the other night, broke up his starting 5 for the first time this season and put Griffin in with that group. Why? And what effect do you think it will have if they stick with it?
Well, they're coming off the loss to Miami, and I think it was as much a defensive move as it was offensively. I think Coach K was concerned about keeping teams in front, guarding your own. And Miami certainly exposed them off the bounce and in their backdoor cutting off their spacing.
Crowd disagreed with that call. Coach K did as well, but looked like it might have gone off the foot of the dribbler. And another follow. A couple of buckets for Dewana.
Again, Sebron making that play, keeping his balance. This is a much more physical defensive team, Duke. They probably have 20 pounds on every position on the floor. Sebron about to lose his balance, but this is a great cut by Thomas Allen, and then a follow by E.B. Dewana again at the front of the rim. Coach K didn't like back-to-back dunks, did he?
The lob and the tip from Keels comes up short. Thomas Allen races the other way. Allen just about had his pocket picked and does, turns it over. And Caro has the size advantage. He will use the muscle to get to the rim. Missed the layup, thought he was fouled.
You got to look to score quickly here if you got numbers.
Smith hits a triple. Great start for the Wolfpack. They've got the early 7-point lead.
Look, Terquavion Smith is a confident dude. He's just a freshman. He's coming off a big game against Louisville on the road. He went 6 for 9 outside the 3-point line.
And Caro from the free throw line knocks it down.
Terquavion Smith, I was joking with you earlier, he's not a guy that's going to get 2 feet in the paint off the bounce today. He's going to have to catch and shoot, look for his opportunities when the ball reverses.
Nearly another turnover for Thomas Allen. He'll try a 3. In and out. Helms bailed him out to keep the possession alive. Now Banchero. Euro step crossover. Banks it in.
I mean, that's 6'10", on balance, under control, making that play to avoid the charge. A lot of reasons why people think he's going to be the #1 draft pick. Him or Jabari Smith at Auburn.
Smith pulls up. Terquavion Smith. Back-to-back jumpers.
Courage, not afraid, loves the big spotlight. Has put the reps in to be able to make those kinds of plays, has Smith.
Keels for 3. Sebron the other way. Sebron will drive it. High off the window, another follow by Dewana.
I mean, are you kidding me? E.B. Dewana, 3 dunks in the first 4.5 minutes of the game.
Dewana only averages about 4 points a game. He's already got 6 of NC State's 13.
At practice yesterday, all Kevin Keats did was give his guys confidence and energy. He told them they could compete.
That time too easy for Mark Williams. Sebron goes away from the screen. The floater is good.
He doesn't want to be doubled. If you go off that screen, Duke is going to hard hedge and recover. You have got to be able to make plays like that. That is high off the glass by Sebron.
Delmore fades away, connects. His first bucket.
But you know, Duke methodically executes, gets in their quarter court. Great poise, incredible offensive maturity early.
Sebron with the left hand. That's swatted away by Williams.
Numbers.
3-on-2 the other way. Griffin leans in. Off the window, no. The follow, yes, for Trevor Keels.
There's just a certain rhythm to Duke on the offensive end. Even when they have numbers, it is play with so much poise. Duke will switch 1 through 4.
Terquavion Smith for 3 off the side rim. Banchero the other way. Keels steps into a 3. Got it!
And Kevin Keats is telling his freshman right now, you're going to take that long 3. It's going to lead to a transition opportunity. NC State not organized on the defensive end.
Helms creates space. Can't answer. Missed the rim.
NC State also switches in their man-to-man defense, Bob. Here's an opportunity to run.
And finally a whistle with 12:34 to go as Keels fouls Helms to avoid the fast break.
All tied out after the Wolfpack got out to an early lead. How about the Euro? I guess if you're Paolo, that's what you should be doing. Stepping around and avoiding the charge. Great balance. And then Sebron, high off the glass. Bucket.
College basketball on ABC is presented by 5-Hour Energy. It's the one when you gotta get stuff done. And to be here at Cameron, you have to have your mask on, you have to be vaccinated. Well, that's just the world, Chris Budden, that we live in. COVID's still impacting sports, and it certainly has impacted Duke.
Yeah, they had several disruptions, and currently back on December 23rd, that's when the stoppage began. It was 10 days that they were not able to practice as a team. They went home for Christmas break. They came back.
We lost our communication with Chris Budden. We'll try and check back in with her as soon as possible. But COVID is something that hopefully we are starting to have Antonelli to be on the downside of the curve. It is continuing, though, to sweep its way around the country and continues to impact sports. And this Duke program, it swept through their roster.
Yeah, Coach K called it a stoppage in his program, which is unlike anything they've ever experienced because they didn't have a COVID stoppage last year. They had some games postponed, but Paolo Banchero told us that he was in the hotel room. They didn't get to run. There wasn't very much conditioning, but the strength coach had left some resistance bands for him, and that's what he likes to do, is stay loose and limber and stretch.
Well, that time a terrific look from Banchero to set up Theo John for the dunk. A 9-0 run for Duke. Stretching through the timeout. That gives them their first lead, but there is a very quick answer from Cam Hayes to tie it right back up.
Cam Hayes lost his starting role a couple of games ago, and I think it was a good coaching move by Kevin Keats because now it gives Cam Hayes a player to get off the top of the floor and make his game more available to NC State on the wing. Much more productive that way.
Drives it, and Joey Baker will go to the free throw line when we come back. Under 12 to go here in the first half. Deadlocked at 17.
You got me. Hello, hello, hello. Working out with the resistance bands. This is about all the team could do for 10 days during their COVID stoppage. The trainers gave them bands to work with. But Mike Krzyzewski was talking to us yesterday. It's not just about the conditioning. This is about a group of players that is still learning to play with each other, get to know each other. He said those first 2 games that we came back against Miami, against Georgia Tech, our team was not having fun. And it wasn't until this Monday that he noticed it clicked for them. And they really were enjoying basketball. And you saw that in the game the other day against Wake Forest.
Well, Deb, he's got freshmen in Keels, Bencaro, A.J. Griffin in the rotation, and then even throw in a Theo John as a grad transfer from Marquette. And there is John working the offensive glass, gets a putback. It takes a while for all these guys, I would assume, chemistry-wise, to get comfortable with each other.
Well, there's no question. I mean, you can do one-on-one workouts with your trainer or your assistant coach, but it's not really coaching. You know, you got to get inside the concepts of the game and play together. That's what Coach K was referencing on his call with us yesterday.
Sebron with the left hand.
He is so good off the bounce. He can get anywhere he wants with 6'7" size and length. He can see over most defenders.
Baker from the wing. A little too strong. Helms has the rebound. Here comes Sebron the other way.
Change of pace, change of direction so quickly.
And Carroll pulls down the Cam Hayes miss. Jeremy Roach fouled on the drive. That's on Cam Hayes.
You know, I thought this was a key moment in the game right here, late shot clock, and I told you Terquavion Smith wasn't going to the paint. He's pulling up and shooting a jumper, and that long rebound allowed Duke to transition the other way. And Duke is a team, they run the floor hard and wide. They run to the corners. They have excellent spacing. It really opens up the top of the floor when you sprint to the corners.
Griffin got caught in midair. Trevor Keels there to bail him out. Still 10 on the shot clock. John will drive it. Tried to throw it down. And he was fouled by Ebenezer Dwana. That's the first on Dwana. And they do not want him in foul trouble. As now Ernest Ross with an injured ankle to go along with Jalen Gibson. That's really the only other big body that they have in the absence of Manny Bates. And we've got a really good Big 12 ACC Super Tuesday doubleheader for you next week. We've got number 9 Kansas in Norman to take on Oklahoma. That game at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And then Duke in action once again against Florida State. Both games on ESPN and the app. One tap. That's your doubleheader for Super Tuesday.
You know, Florida State was picked to finish second in the ACC in the preseason poll, and Leonard Hamilton has another good guard-driven team. They can space the floor. They can match up physically with Duke. Should be a good one.
Waiting for another ACC team to get into the top 25. Hard to believe there's only one. Duke is it. They're the lone standard bearer. Another strong drive by Sebron.
See, you have to guard Sebron with 1.5. One player's guarding him, and then everyone else has to have half their attention on Sebron with the ball in his hands. He's that explosive off the bounce.
Griffin steps in. 2 or 3. Sebron, tough off-balance shot. A break the other way. Baker with a shot fake. He'll drive it instead. Gets his own miss. Tries again. Draws another foul on Dwana.
It's a really good take off the bounce by Joey Baker because NC State gets to him on the three-point line in transition. You have to make him put it on the ground. You can't let him catch and shoot. He's too good outside the arc. Make him earn it at the free throw line.
An early decision as well for Kevin Keats. That's the second on Dwana with 9 minutes to go in the first.
You got to know the scout. Look how quickly Casey Morcell closes out. You make him put it on the floor where you can send him into help in transition.
And there's the move by Keats, as not only does Thomas Allen come back in as Casey Morcell sits down, but DeWanna with the 2 fouls to the bench. Jalen Gibson on the floor, and there have been times this season where Gibson has struggled, and they have struggled along with it. Yeah, Jalen Gibson is going to have to be able to defend and protect the paint inside, and he's going to have to be a factor offensively, screening and going to the offensive glass. Little unlucky there, deflected that pass right to Mark Williams for the tap in. Williams has 6. Sebron sets up Smith. That's short. Sebron able to get the loose ball though. A reverse. Helms an offensive rebound. He kicks it back up top. You know Mark Williams is going to block shots. You got to go to the glass on the weak side. And Thomas Allen converts. 3 opportunities for NC State on that possession. Each possession that NC State scores and keeps this game between 1 or 2 possessions is a confidence builder for the Wolfpack on the road. Baker with a shot fake, steps inside for 2 and knocks it down. That's why you can't let him catch and shoot. He's too good. He's a nice piece off the bench for Coach K, as he brings another level of poise and confidence to their offense. Helms over Baker. Yes. I've been impressed with NC State's shot-making ability early on, Bob. They're shooting 52% against the Blue Devils. Keels. That's no good. And there's another rebound for Sebron, the only player in the ACC to lead his team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. And he's got 3 rebounds already today. Running the floor is Williams. An easy flush. Jalen Gibson got beat up the court by Mark Williams. Terquavion Smith for 2. Smart. Okay, here's where it's smart, because you know through your scout that Mark Williams is going to gap on that ball screen. He's not coming out to show laterally or to hard hedge. You got to pull up and not over penetrate into his shot blocking ability. Keels through a double team. Oh, like a running back protecting the ball. That upper body strength, he goes through what would be basketball's version, I guess, of an arm tackle, and he gets it easy too. Shoulder pads over those thigh pads. That's what it looked like, didn't it? Absolutely. You guys are going to lean in and give me a little bump. I don't care. I'll just power right to the goal. This time at 3 off the front rim for Smith. The tap ends up with Mark Williams. When Duke gets a couple of size, their percentage of scoring goes up. Roach, a terrific find for Mark Williams. And a timeout called by Kevin Keats. The largest lead for Duke. And they are shooting 58% from the field. Look at Keels. Through the offensive line, into the rim, and then the dunk by Williams. Forcing NC State into a timeout. Kev early on, Duke with a 7-point lead over NC State. Bob Wischusen here with Deb Antonelli and Chris Budden. On the bench, Manny Bates playing the part of the coach. He's out for the rest of the season after separating the shoulder on the opening night of the year and in the ear of Ebenezer Dewana.
Oh, this has been the issue for NC State all season. Rim protection and lane protection inside. And Manny Bates was back-to-back the top shot blocker in the ACC. He also is a career 64% field goal shooter on the inside. So what do? You put your arm around the young guys and you try to coach them up, because that's pretty much what Manny's responsibility is in practice and in games.
Wendell Moore rejected, thrown back. Terrific defense by Smith. He'll try a three. Tapped by Williams, corralled by Helms. Sets up another triple opportunity. Thomas Allen can't knock it down. There's a lob. Williams, leaves it for Banchero. What a heads-up play by Mark Williams.
What incredible hustle. NC State's in a very dangerous time right now. They need a bucket.
Sebron turns it over. Deflected pass intended for Helms. Wendell Moore down the lane. Extra pass for Griffin. He's rims out a three. An offensive rebound though for Williams. Puts it right back up. That rolls off the rim as well. And it goes to NC State.
Duke all over the offensive glass. Look at this hustle. Nice leave by Williams to Banchero to finish it off. Duke ran right by the team in black. This is a really important part right here from a fatigue standpoint for NC State. They're limited numbers. Dewana on the bench with fouls.
Helms for three. That's a big shot for the Wolfpack.
Now there's your glue guy. There's your big shot maker for NC State. Late clock, Helms can deliver.
He was 5 for 7 from three-point land, 19 points in the win over Louisville. And Banchero on the cut. Had it knocked out of his hands by Cam Hayes. And at the other end, a flush for Jalen Gibson. And a little charge back in the opposite direction now for NC State.
Great vision to the rim. 90 feet away from the bucket by Cam Hayes.
Wendell Moore tried to throw it down as he attacked Jalen Gibson and draws the foul. A 4-point lead for Duke. A little over 3 minutes to go in the first half at Cameron. Well, college basketball just won't quite be college basketball again until we get Dick Vitale back. And Dickie V, we miss you so much. I hope you're watching. He continues his battle. He is an unstoppable force. He will beat cancer, but he continues to raise money to fight pediatric cancer through the V Foundation as well. You can log on to dickvitale.com, get an autographed copy of Dick's book. 100% of the dollars that he raises goes to the V Foundation to help kids battling cancer. And as much as basketball is Dick's life, he has made it his life's work to put his gala together every year. And Friday, May 6th is going to be the gala this year. You can see the Mount Rushmore at the bottom of the screen that is going to be honored that night. And it's as much of basketball, Deb, as life's work is trying to fight pediatric cancer as he goes through that fight himself right now.
No question. Dickie V, you are unguardable. And I'm just keeping the seat warm for you till you get back.
And he has certainly missed at this place. That's the 6th NC State turnover under 3 minutes to go in the first half. And Deb, these last 3 minutes, and maybe the opening stages of the second half as well, the danger zone for the Wolfpack.
No question. I mean, NC State responded. They made a couple of baskets in a row. They're going to show some zone right here. And it
get a
results in
takeaway.
a turnover.
Yep, they get a steal. Cam Hayes leans in, comes up short. Offensive rebound, though, for Gibson.
Good trail by Gibson. Maybe getting that dunk and then getting that board might settle him in. Yeah, no question the first 5 minutes of the second half is always a dangerous time when Coach K gets in the locker room and can make some adjustments.
There's the bank shot for Terquavian Smith.
And I said he wouldn't get in the paint today. I like the changing defense by Kevin Keats. Try to change the rhythm a little bit for Duke.
Heals the trailing three. Yes.
And he's hit a couple of shots from three in the slot. You got to find him. He's their best three-point shooter by percentage.
Ellams tried to go cross court to Sebron, and that was intercepted. Wendell Moore lays it in at the other end.
Yeah, that's definitely 30 more pounds coming at Terquavian Smith in the open floor.
Duke is shooting 56% from the field. There's a floater for Cam Hayes.
Really nice job by Hayes, Bob. Runners, floaters, can't over-penetrate against the Blue Devils.
We've got a January sports calendar rolling on tomorrow. The Spanish Super Cup final and the start of the Australian Open on deck. Next week, the first ever Monday night wildcard playoff game between the Cardinals and Rams coming up on Monday. UFC 270, Saturday the 22nd, as Banchero hangs from the rim. A little bit of everything this month on ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus.
Really good job by Duke to get behind that NC State zone and play through the short corner.
Sebron went behind the back and drew the foul on Jeremy Roach.
Watch Keel. Here's the double team right there. They're going to reverse the basketball. Now watch how Keels moves into the slot. It's exactly where you're supposed to be, right there, because you know that NC State is going back into that zone. It's a great job by Keels to read. You know, when you go to practice and you see coaches have tape on the floor, they have tape in the corners, and then on the wing they have that slotted area. There's a reason why. It's because that's a really hard area on the floor to defend.
Well, you were spending some time yesterday talking to Coach K about floor balance and spacing and geography on the floor, and he talked about like the heavy and light side of the court. Now the players have to understand that concept.
You got to understand how important space is, and he referenced Mike D'Antoni, the great NBA head coach, who did a nice job of teaching players how to run to the corners and opening up the top of the floor.
About a 2-second differential. Shot clock to game clock, so 5 to shoot. As Sebron pulls up, comes up short, tapped around. It goes to Duke with 3.2 to go in the half. And Mike Krzyzewski will call a quick timeout. He's going to set up a final second play, and we'll come back in 30 seconds. And they've got the basketball, 3.2 seconds to go. Bob Wischusen here with Deb Antonelli and Chris Budden. And again, talking about the danger zone here, right? The end of the first half, can Duke pull away, but how dangerous they can be the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half as well.
Well, we know Coach K is a master at adjusting, and you can't make adjustments unless you've already spent the time teaching how you want situations to come about inside game. And there's nobody that does it better in practice than Coach K, which allows him to have the kind of tweaks and changes he wants to start the half.
Bates Jones gets it in. It's deflected and stolen near midcourt. Hayes tries a three and just misses to end the half. But Duke shoots 58% from the field in the opening 20 minutes. And they've got a 45-36 lead, 14 assists on 19 made field goals. Time to head back for the halftime report. Kevin Connors in the studio, set to take over. Kev?
Well, Boy, Bob, tremendous balance from Duke through 20 minutes of basketball. With Notre Dame Hall of Famer LaFonso Ellis and two-time ACC
He's in the ring.
of the Year, Seth Greenberg, Kevin Connors here in studio. Boy, Fonz, you account for Banchero and Griffin and more, and yet the role players for Duke are killing NC State. How are they doing?
Yeah, Trevor Keels. It was just a matter of time for him to get his feel out there, Seth. He was 10 points in the game so far, 4 of 8 from the field, knocked down 2 of 4 from threes. He hasn't shot it to the level he's capable of, but he's off to a good start in this one.
Mark Williams beats you on the glass. He beats you in the paint. Obviously, Paul Banchero's versatility, Keels' his physicality, kind of the Derrick Henry of college basketball. Duke is a very complete team if they continue to defend like they're defending today.
And shoot like they're shooting today, nearly 60% from the floor. Mark Williams. I'd call this a high percentage shot, guys.
It's a little high percentage shot, a little slip to the rim. Mark Williams, big time first half.
Duke shooting 58%. Second half from Cameron Indoors next.
About set for the start of the second half between Duke and NC State. Blue Devils shot nearly 60% in the first half to take a big lead. Bob Wischusen here with Deb Antonelli. Chris Budden is with us as well. I like being with you because I learned something about basketball. I'm going to learn something now, right? We're going to go to the Antonelli Academy. Teach me.
Let's go to school a little bit, right? I mean, here's a couple of things that both teams are going to have to do better in the second half. Duke is well prepared for the multiple defensive looks that NC State brings, and NC State's going to have to bring better pressure if they're going to extend their D. Look at the wide open shot in the slot for Duke to knock down a triple. That is a terrific job of moving the ball against the pressure and getting a wide open look. On the other side, Duke is going to have to do a better job with Darion Sebron, who has been rejecting screens all game. When he rejects, you can't help from the strong side because Terquavion Smith is in that corner 3 spot. So you're going to have to be able to guard him better, force him into the screen, make him utilize the screen so you can get some help.
And Chris, you had a chance to talk to both coaches?
Yeah, John Shire, the assistant head coach for Duke, tell me, like the teamwork that his guys have played with, sharing the basketball, flying off the offensive boards, and being able to keep NC State out of the paint. For Kevin Keats, his message to his guys is, we have to be able to do the little things right. It is a much different ball game if you're keeping them out of transition and limiting the second chance shots. So we also just have to value the basketball this second half.
Well, Terquavion Smith gets the half started well for NC State, knocks one down, but 58% shooting for Duke in the first half. That can't all just be good Duke execution, right? There has to be some things that get cinched up for the Wolfpack defensively.
Well, you see they're going to start with a zone and try to change the tempo. Sometimes...
And an offensive rebound, three-point play for Mark Williams.
It's right out of my mouth, Bob, right? You go to a zone, and sometimes it's harder to check out. And, of course, Mark Williams having a fantastic game around the rim on both ends. Deep corner 3, weak side glass over 2 NC State players. You've got to look for Williams and check him out.
And less than a minute into the second half, Ebenezer Dewana picks up his third.
Yeah, I think Coach Keats knows he's got to have Dewana on the floor to have his best chance to win, especially right now in the game. You can't let this thing separate too much. And one of the things, Bob, that Coach K talked about yesterday with us is he wants Banchero to get better touches, better quality of catch in their offense. So they've moved him around and they've done some different things. Here's what he's been able to do with his quality of catch, and it's outstanding because he's unselfish. He's capable of making every shot. This is how he makes everyone else on the floor better.
A shot fake and a finish inside for Banchero, and he thought it should have been an and one.
Can't get a better catch than that right there if you're Banchero. Good work off the ball to get a deep double Barry catch, putting his defender in the rim.
And a steal. Cruising in, Keels for 2 more. The largest lead now for Duke. And another timeout called by Kevin Keats. Paulo Banchero in double figures now every game this season.
I mean, we talked about quality of catch. Post, show, sit, seal, demand the basketball, and then finish right at the rim. And you know what? His mother had a huge influence on his game.
Yeah, he said that's where he learned his fundamentals were, from his mom. But what I always think is funny, when we were talking to him, there's a point in your life where you no longer want mom to be in your ear. And he joked that now there's a cooling off period. You know, when I was younger, it was all about the fundamentals. Now it's like, give me a minute before I want to talk some basketball. But there's a lot of family influence. When you look at A.J. Griffin, his dad played in the league for 10 years. He said, yeah, right around that 8th grade time, when I started to beat him, that's when my dad no longer wanted me on the court with him.
I think anybody who's played in the driveway with their kid has had that moment when their kid passes them. Game over, because bragging rights is supposed to belong with the parents always with your kid. But yeah, Chris, one of the things that Paulo told us is his mom was always on his bumper post-game, and that cooling off period now is a little bit later. But you know what, you got to love it that he learned so much from his mom, and he respects the fact that she's had that kind of influence on him.
Keels down low, sealing inside again. Mark Williams plus the foul. What a game he's had.
I mean, part of NC State's issue is their ball pressure on the perimeter. Watch the vision right here to see right through the double team. If you're going to bring two to the ball, you better bring it aggressively and take away some vision and not give a straight line pass to the rim.
36 points in the paint for Duke. And now 15 points to go along with 6 rebounds for Williams. He's their leading scorer.
Darion Sebron has to do so much for NC State. He has a ball in his hands on the top of the floor every possession when the game slows down.
Terquavion Smith can't connect. Banchero knocked it out. This year, Super Wild Card Weekend. We've got 6 games over 3 days, and we'll cap it on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus with the first ever Monday night playoff game. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We'll have a mega cast that includes Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Between the Lines on ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes Spanish language version as well. It'll be a lot of fun on Monday night.
You know, Darion that time took maybe one dribble too much right into the shot block. He could have pulled up at the elbow and shot a 15-footer.
Sebron thought about a step back, lost it in the lane on the way up. Just barely beating the shot clock with a miss was Dawana. He gets it back, and here's Helms, and he draws a foul on Griffin.
Coach K, you know, he's always after his guys to rebound.
And look at the guy sitting one seat to his left, or to his right, our left, saying the exact same thing. It'll be his team next year.
Boy, aren't they in sync. You know, Coach K talked to us about how proud he was of the entire staff in that win at Wake.
Sebron with an offensive rebound. That's going to get John Shire and Coach K a little bit more upset. And now leaving his feet in the backcourt, nearly turning it over, was Griffin.
You know, we mentioned Paulo Banchero's mom's influence. I'll tell you what, A.J. Griffin's sister Aubrey had an influence on him as well. She plays at UConn, and she's just coming off of back surgery, so we send a healthy good wishes to her.
Griffin can't connect. Banchero, offensive rebound, as he went right over the top of Terquavion Smith and drew the foul, the first on Smith. 14-point lead for Duke, a little over. 4 minutes gone by in the second half. Culinary arts when we return. We'll explain.
Certainly figured out the recipe for success. 5 national championships. And it all is from this guy, Mike Krzyzewski, and his 1,183 wins. How about some leadership? They get it from Wendell Moore, voted team captain this year. sprinkle in a little offensive explosion from Trevor Keels and Pablo Banchero, and the defense coming from Mark Williams. You stir it all together, and you get a lot of wins in this building. And Debbie, it's something that Coach K has developed, but we'll be sharing that recipe with Jon Scheyer and the rest of that staff for years to come.
What a great transitional plan, and Coach K is really pleased with how everything has progressed. He said Jon Scheyer is sort of a half a head coach all season anyway. It's really interesting to see that success could continue here, and of course it's exactly the way Coach K would want it.
Banchero stretches the lead. You know, it's funny, I got a text from my wife earlier. She's up with my son Benny. They are at a big basketball tournament, that Hall of Fame tournament that happens each year in Springfield. He said Benny's getting ready to watch one of the top players in the country play for high school, and he's going to be coming to Duke. I said, which one? So there's 3 of them in the top 10 of our ESPN 100 that's still going to come to play for Jon Scheyer. And boy, did he look at home on the bench on Wednesday night in that win over Wake Forest. He said, yeah, Derek Lively was the player that they're seeing play up in Springfield. I said, yeah, that's one of them. But if you were wondering if there was going to be any negative impact to Coach K retiring and Jon Scheyer moving 1 seat over, at least in terms of recruiting, I mean, look at the recruiting class they have coming in next season to play for that man.
I mean, it's amazing. You think about Coach K at 74 years of age, Jon Scheyer 33, and he sat there and he's listened and he's learned and he's absorbed and he's taken it all in. And Coach K couldn't be more proud of his staff and the way they handled the game on Wednesday night. And Jon Scheyer is more than capable, more than ready, and willing to take on the responsibility.
Also willing to keep learning, though. What I thought was interesting out of that game is that Coach K said, listen, call me at half if you want to, you don't have to, it's up to you. So 30-second call just before they came out of halftime. Scheyer called up Coach K, who was at his house, joked he probably walked about 4 miles, got a little insight, but then K was able to Zoom with his team after the game. He told his players, I want you to give all your coaches a hug, because they didn't do a great job tonight. They did a fantastic job.
The other thing too, Chris, is not just the intangibles about that, but the actual adjustments at the half. Davion Williamson had gone to the free throw line 8 times in the first half. He didn't go in the second. They also went to some ISO ball, so they changed what they were doing offensively to win the game. And they pulled away in the second half with their transition game.
Mark Williams continues to dominate this game in the paint. 17 points. Another and one opportunity, and he just drew the 4th foul on Jericho Helms.
Well, we talked about the first 5 minutes of the second half and Coach K's influence coming out of the locker room. And Duke has outscored NC State 11-7, and look at the defensive effort. The ball pressure, the ability to rebound, and the ability to get points in the paint.
Williams now 8 of 10 from the field for 17 total. And he swats away that attempt. Up in the student section, trying to save it. Selling out goes Joey Baker. 4th block for Mark Williams.
Mark Williams. Number 1 in the ACC in block shots.
Duana goes over him. Misses short range. Trevor Keels the rebound. The lob. Williams, tough catch. And it looks like it went off his shin out of bounds.
Here's the other thing, Bob. Mark Williams doesn't have any personal fouls. He's going to go for everything the rest of the game. So if you're NC State, you got to shot fake. You got to play off 2 feet. You got to make him over-penetrate, over-rotate, or make him go for a shot and then try to get into his body or just kick it out. Because he's going to block everything now without any fouls. He's going to continue to stay this aggressive.
He's got 17 points and 8 rebounds to go with the 4 blocks. The average is over 3 blocks per game. Number 1 in the ACC and top 10 in America. He looked like he was sizing up Casey Morsell again.
Second thoughts about going that deep in the paint, right? Why?
Block number 5.
Forget it.
Bancaro lost it.
It's incredible to have an anchor like this on the backside of your defense. It is going to allow Duke to even be more up the line, not just a hand in the passing lane, half a body, really applying ball pressure and pushing NC State's offense further away from the basket. That's what a shot blocker can do for you. And that's exactly what NC State misses without Manny Bates.
Tough catch in the corner for Allen. It will stay with NC State. The ACC Network with a really good women's basketball quadruple header for you that starts at noon Eastern tomorrow. We're featuring this game, NC State and Duke at 4 Eastern. Don't have the ACC Network? Well, go to getaccn.com for instant access. You'll be a part of that call.
Yeah, I got that game with Beth Mowens tomorrow, and NC State is a legitimate Final Four candidate. Lisa Cunane is fantastic on the inside for NC State.
Theo John gets into the act. Bancaro kicks one back up. Extra pass to Baker. Bancaro, offensive rebound. Right to the rim and throws it down. Sebron blocked again, but a foul called as Theo John bodied Sebron. He'll shoot 2, but he paid the price.
Bancaro, a punishing play at the rim, and look at Coach K. Come on, bring it. He wants the D, he wants the crowd, he wants it all. You know what? Go ahead and give it to him. What a legacy, what a career, what an incredible teacher of the game.
One of 2 for Sebron. He's got 9. But NC State's shooting percentage has dropped down to 38%, and Duke's shooting 55%. There's no way the scoreboard is not going to read what it reads now if you give up 55% shooting to this team on their floor.
Well, they're so talented. You know, what are the ways that you can hurt Duke is you have to get him in rotation defensively. You have to be able to make shots, and you can't over-penetrate.
Sebron called for his first. That puts Bancaro at the line.
You know, I think Kevin Keats has all season done a phenomenal job getting his team ready to play. They were ready to play. They just don't have the depth as the game wears on. They don't have the same bodies that they've had. And everyone talks about Manny Bates every game about NC State, what they don't have. But DeWanna has gotten better. You know, not having Ernest Ross today is a factor. It's 10 or 12 minutes that he would give you inside to give you another body with size at the rim.
Now, Kevin Keats told us earlier today the absence of Manny Bates as well robs from them when they're in spots like this. They're struggling in the offensive end. As high off the window and drawing the foul is Terquavion Smith, so he will shoot 2. But there are times in the game, especially on the road, where you want to be able to call a timeout, get your guys huddled up, and say, let's just run something through this guy. And if he doesn't score a bucket in the paint, he'll probably, by going inside out, give us a chance to get someone else an easy 2. And right now they don't have that.
They don't have anyone that they can put on the block with size. You can invert your guards down there, but you don't have anybody you can play to or through to give you a low post bucket in the paint. You've got to do most of it off the bounce. That means you got to get teams in rotation. And Sebron is great one-on-one. I mean, he could score on anyone. But see, he hasn't been able to reject any screens because Duke has made an adjustment here in the second half. And this is where Duke is really good, where their offensive maturity comes in, Bob, because they can just take the shot clock down. They can move the ball. They've got so many weapons.
Baker knocks down a wide open three.
You get penetration, you get ball reversal, you get 2 feet in the paint and a kick to a wide open three-point shooter.
Smith can't answer. Offensive rebound, though, Duana. The putback won't go. Theo John is able to snatch down the loose ball. Roach weaves his way down the lane. That's rejected by Duana. Smith the other way. Gives it up in transition to Seabrook.
They could use a few more plays like that, Bob. That's a terrific defensive effort, and then sprinting the floor hard with numbers.
Spin move by Moore with the left hand finishes. What a year he's had.
There are times when I look down at Coach K and I swear it's dial it up scoring. It's just dial it up, punch it in, here's what I want, and this is what he gets. So many ways that Duke can beat you and so many different facets on the offensive end. Terrific scoop by Terquavion Smith. He'll have a chance for a three-point play when we come back. College basketball on ABC is presented by 5 Hour Energy. It's the one when you gotta get stuff done. K has done a lot for a lot of families at Duke, not just the players' families that have played for him, but other families like mine that have had a child that has gone through the Duke Children's Hospital. Now, Coach K only opens up practice twice a year, once for the Children's Hospital, the other time is for the Emily Krzyzewski Center. My son Frankie and I went to practice. We didn't know when we got to practice that of the 500 children that were there, Coach K gave my son Frankie a ball, let him go out and shoot with the players, and they became instant friends. I'm so grateful for Coach K for everything he's done to empower families like mine. Thank you for that memory. Well, I'm trying to keep it together up here, but you know, Coach K, it's true. He has had an indelible impression on not just the players that he coaches, but this entire community and what he's meant to families like mine. My son has been able to take advantage of Duke Children's Hospital and the Lennox Baker Duke Down Syndrome Clinic. And it's thanks to Coach K, his family, and our opportunity to share our story here at Duke that has allowed us to have that incredible memory with Coach K. And I'm forever grateful for what he's done and what he means, not just to basketball, but what he means to families in this area.
Now, I saw your personal motto as a player back for the Pack, shoot till your arm comes off. You think Coach K would have let you, if he was coaching you, shoot till your arm fell off?
I would have been the hardest worker in practice. He would have let me do anything I wanted in practice.
Exactly. We're talking to some of the guys at Duke about the addition of Theo John, even Bates Jones from Davidson as a grad transfer. You get this young team. You can see Banchero, obviously, and Trevor Keels and A.J. Griffin, talented freshmen. But having these older guys, I mean, Theo John at the free throw line, 4-year player at Marquette. Now he comes here just in practice alone to have players that are that experienced that immediately know how to run a scout, know how to prepare guys for their assignments, and then come in and give you quality minutes. It's an underrated part of the success of this team so far this year, as there is a flush follow for Jalen Gibson.
I agree with you, Bob. He's a guy that doesn't need the ball to have an impact on the stat sheet. He's a guy that is putbacks, drop-offs, and rim runs. If he does those three things, defends his position, plays in their rotation schemes, he's going to be able to do this.
There he is, right on cue. Theo John throws one down. He's got 8. Nice, strong left-handed drive by Breon Pass.
Once the shot blockers are away from the rim, NC State has been able to score in the paint. It's a really good opportunity for the Wolfpack right here. Can you get 3 stops in a row?
Theo John, the reverse.
That's just muscle. That's a weight room bucket right there.
The lob. And blocked at the rim, by the rim, was Jalen Gibson.
Go ahead, Theo John. Bring that flex right here. That is all muscle off the bounce.
It's his first game in double figures this season.
Again, further illustrating the point about NC State's lack of size in the front line.
And Caro turns it over. Morcell for 3. Connects.
You want to trade 3s for 2s right now? It's a good time in the game to get it. Give yourself the chance to make a run. If you can get it to single digits, maybe 3 possessions inside 4 minutes to play, then you've got a chance to make a run if you're NC State.
Well, they need some stops as Duke continues to shoot the lights out. 58% from the field for the game. There's a miss, though. Coming up short on the fadeaway was Trevor Keels. Sebron looked to attack and drew a foul in transition. Let's go down to Chris.
Bob, Coach K's assistant coaches have a couple things in common. One, they all played for Coach K. 2, they all look like they could still be playing. John Shire certainly. But how about before the game? Nolan Smith, hey, we still got it? We still got it. Coming from the Debbie Antonelli School of Shooting. Shoot till your arm falls off, Nolan Smith. He had over 1,900 points during his career at Duke.
John Shire could shoot till his arm fell off too, Chris. Such a great player, such a good staff. Really fun to be around the Duke basketball element.
Offensive rebound to Anna. That's blocked again, though, by Williams.
He just has another level.
7 blocked shots for Mark Williams. And Caro draws the foul as he had Breon Pass pinned underneath the basket. 7.5 to go. Duke on top 71-57, and the rim has been protected by the big man from Virginia Beach. For Mark Williams as he keeps the family tradition alive, protecting the rim here at Duke.
Come on, Bob, look at this. I mean, NC State over-penetrating. Mark Williams meets him at the rim. He's got to do a little bit more of that. Block them into their transition game so they can run off them, not block them into the stands like his sister.
Yeah, he has to make his big sis proud.
I mean, Elizabeth Williams, his sister played here, was a 4-time All-ACC performer and the National Defensive Player of the Year her senior year. And when she was a senior, 68% of the shots she blocked into Duke's transition game so they could run off her block shots. I'm going to give Mark a little something to work on.
A rebound and 3 blocks away from what would be an amazing triple-double. And at the pace he's been going at, as there is the follow for Wendell Moore off the Banchero miss. Who knows, Mark Williams might do it.
Breon Pass, a freshman, really good wide receiver in high school as a football player. Gets Sebron off the ball a little bit. It's a good move by Kevin Keats to give Sebron a chance to not have to do everything for NC State.
Well, one of the only times in the game that a guard in Terquavion Smith that time able to wall off Mark Williams and just flip it over his outstretched fingertips and avoid a block shot.
But you can't trade baskets here. You got to get multiple stops. And you got to finish off the possession with a rebound.
And Caro short from the elbow, but a foul call. That'll go on Breon Pass. That's his second. We talk about the analytics of a good team. And Duke has some numbers that really jumped out. I thought that if you're breaking down analytics, right, they don't foul. And that's a pretty simple one, right? If you're the top couple in your league and the top 20 in the country in fewest fouls, then there's always that number that I know coaches identify with really good teams. Duke has made more free throws than their opponents have attempted. That's a big advantage.
It's a huge number, right? And it speaks to their discipline on the defensive end. And it also speaks to their ability to share the ball and get teams in rotation so they can get to the paint and draw fouls, get teams late on a closeout. All that stuff comes into play. But here's one of the analytic numbers I like about Duke. 56% of their baskets are assisted. Today their number is higher than that. When you assist on that many baskets, and your offensive rebounding percentage is directly related to it, because you're taking shots that your team knows you're going to take, the right people taking them, and that allows you to get to the glass. Those two numbers go together, and Duke has a really good balance between assisted baskets and their offensive rebounding percentage.
Well, Sebron able to connect and create an and-one opportunity. And if he knocks this down, NC State is still in position to have to talk about what you said they needed to have as their target. Get to the under 4 media timeout and just have it to single digits. You've got guys that can knock down threes. Maybe you give yourself a chance.
You get it to 3 possessions, and then you go to the huddle, and Kevin Keats gets his guys to focus on no game slippage, the details and the ability to execute. And this way, getting Sebron off the ball right now gives them a chance to have him late, so he's not fatigued. Because you can't take him off the floor and rest him. He's got to stay on the court.
And Caro throws one away. So now a chance for NC State to get the lead down to single digits with 5:41 to go. And it looks like Mike Krzyzewski wants to call timeout. Hey, I think he's looking up at the scoreboard and seeing the same thing. About 5 minutes ago, game time in this game, the crowd was celebrating like this was a walk-away blowout win, and it certainly looked like it might be. But NC State has crept their way back, at least within touch, where now a bucket here makes this a single-digit game, and who knows?
They got a couple of stops, the multiple look defense by extending their pressure, playing a little bit of zone. All of those imbalances on the defensive end to be unpredictable have definitely impacted Duke's rhythm.
It was a 19-point lead at one point. NC State has it down to 11, and they've got the ball. And we've got a really good Big 12 ACC Super Tuesday doubleheader for you coming up this week. Number 9 Kansas will take on Oklahoma in Norman. That game at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And then number 8 Duke against Florida State. That's your doubleheader on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. Super Tuesday coming up this week.
Now Sebron gets the ball back on the top of the floor.
Away from the screen once again. Picks up his dribble.
What's interesting is Duke's going to switch. He's got to be reading that second level before. And there's a rotation and the dunk.
A Dewana follow off the pass miss. And the lead is down to 9. And a foul called on pass in the backcourt. That's not a foul you want to give. That'll put Jeremy Roach at the free throw line after pass commits his third about 80 feet from the basket. It's a 1-and-1 for Roach.
It's a high risk, low reward play at this point in the game with NC State on a 7-0 run.
And Roach makes them pay with a pair at the line to push the lead back up to double figures. We talked about the danger of those first 5 minutes and how good Duke can be and how you need to answer. Now we're to the last 5 minutes of a game where NC State's trying to pull off a comeback. To shoot. Banchero with a skip to Moore. 5 on the timer. Moore with the drive. And the reverse. Plus the foul. Oh, what a move by Wendell Moore.
Duke goes to their horn set, which we haven't seen in this game so far. And look at the move by Wendell Moore Jr. Dare I say a little MJ and Cameron? Looks like it a little bit.
And he completes the three-point play. The 2 free throws by Roach, the bad foul by Breon Pass, and that three-point play, it's a big momentum swing back Duke's way.
Again, rejecting the screen.
Extra pass. There is pass for 3.
Really good execution by NC State.
Allows them to set the pressure back up again. This is a tough team to press, though. A lot of players with strength that can handle the ball for Duke.
And this is why Coach K goes to Wendell Moore. He trusts his leader with the ball. He wants him to have it back.
Keels. A little too strong. Tapped around. Helms has it. And again, a chance for NC State to make it a single-digit game. Sebron, another block for Williams. Dewana gives it up. Sebron flushes.
Duke in a scramble because NC State is moving the ball late. Really good execution by NC State to get it to 3 possessions.
Three minutes to go. Williams, wow. Left alone at the front of the rim. He's got 19 points. Just a defensive breakdown by the Wolfpack.
Kevin Keats at NC State has done a masterful job going against the master, Coach K. You have to be able to adjust, and you have to be able to get your team in a scheme that can be successful. Now watch right here. This is going to be a screen and roll, and on the weak side, this is a senior, Helms. He has to tag the roller. He's worried about the shooter in the corner. If you've got good ball pressure, he won't even see the shooter in the corner. You cannot give up the basket, and as much as Kevin Keats has had his team prepared and in the right spot, that's just a bad decision by a senior.
Tough spot for Helms to get it in, as he is right down in the corner.
Yeah, this is really tough to inbound to here with length on you, with A.J. Griffin.
Able to lob it out to Smith, who drives it and flips it in.
What a finish.
19 points for Terquavion Smith.
Duke will take a little time here, and I think the ball should be in Banchero's hands.
takes over now. 5 to shoot. Banchero, spin move in the lane. Backdoor. Easily done for Wendell Moore.
Everybody's focus goes to Banchero, and it's a great scoring cut on the backside behind the defense.
$15 now for Wendell Moore. 5 Duke players in double figures. Sebron rolls one off the rim. Offensive rebound, Dewana. That won't go. Under 2 minutes to go.
You know, Bob, at the beginning of the game, we started talking about the quality of the touch for Banchero. Right here in the middle of the floor, one-on-one. This is why he makes everyone else better. NC State turns their attention to Banchero, and this is a great read and find on the backside and finish by Wendell Moore Jr., the guy that ultimately Coach K trusts the most in a late game situation.
Banchero's got 17 points and 7 rebounds to go along with the 4 assists and the 3 turnovers. The Washington Gatorade Player of the Year. First player from the state of Washington to come to Duke since Quinn Snyder back in the late 80s. And I think that also speaks to what we were talking about earlier, how there's no drop off recruiting wise from Mike Krzyzewski to Jon Scheyer. You got a top 3 player in America coming all the way across the country and staying with that commitment, coming to Duke, knowing that he might be playing for Jon Scheyer next year. I mean, obviously, Banchero's probably a one and done, but recruiting doesn't seem to be a problem looking at the class they've got coming in next year as well.
No, it's an incredible brand, Duke basketball. It's an international, global. When we talked to Coach K about the early days, he said he didn't know there was even going to be a journey. He thought it was just about trying to survive. And he has been able to recruit character along with his talent. And that's part of the reason why they have such a wonderful culture here. And he does care about his guys going on after school and having success. It's the ultimate essence of what teaching is all about.
Rebound number 8 for Banchero. He'll go to the rim and lay it in. Smith comes up short. Wendell Moore's got the rebound. Now a minute to go. And what is going to be a conference win for Duke.
Pieces of the game plan for Kevin Keatts to break down that help his team continue on that upward trend of improving, because they definitely are getting better. This is the number 8 team in the country for a reason.
And Banchero tried to flush, and instead of blocking foul is called on Breon pass.
Middle of the floor, pick and roll. That's a double ice bath post game right there, that play.
See in the tub?
Totally.
We're saying when you walk in the gym, and even when Duke is warming up and you see Paolo Banchero, you know, we come to these games for years, always saying to ourselves, can I picture players in the NBA? And then once in a while, you get a player that looks just like everyone that's already in the NBA. That's what he looks like, just getting off the bus.
I love his demeanor. It's all business, right? You can tell he's having fun. He loves his experience here at Duke. It's been really fun to call the game today, watching him perform.
Quavion Smith for 3. Dewana with the follow, draws the foul.
Of the Power 5 freshmen, Paolo Banchero and Jabari Smith from Auburn. 6 times have been over the 20-point mark. They're the only 2 so far. And Jabari Smith is a heck of a player for Bruce Pearl at Auburn.
Not a bad day at the office. Toss in 8 rebounds as well. Keels will dribble it down, and Duke will have win number 14 and improve to 4-1 in the ACC. 88-73 is your final. The Blue Devils win it. And win number 1,110 for Mike Krzyzewski.
It was the Mark Williams block party. Incredible on the backside, allowing Duke to pressure ball handlers and drivers into his shot blocking ability. Wow, impressive.
A career high for Williams with 8 blocks. Tossing a career high 9 assists for Trevor Keels as well. And we head down to Chris Budden.
2 blocks shy of a triple-double today. What led to the performance?
You know, Coach really emphasized the bigs being important on the defensive end. So, you know, protecting our rim was going to be a key for tonight, and I think we did that.
I know it's been a difficult couple weeks with the shutdown, and Coach said Monday you guys started finally having fun. Where have you grown over the last couple of games as a team as a whole?
I think especially after that Miami game, that really made us a little more of a together team. You know, it gave us time to really reflect. And we remember the last time we were in here, we lost. So we didn't want to have that again.
I appreciate it. Congratulations.
What you said? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He is as charming as he is good protecting the rim. A terrific job in the paint today for Mark Williams. And he powers Duke to an 88-73 win over NC State. For Chris Budden, Deb Antonelli, and our entire crew, I'm Bob Wischusen. So long from Durham.